Hmm. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My son was telling me that he had Spanish class on Tuesday, so I've been brushing up on my Spanish as well because why not? Um, they stopped giving me Spanish in like ninth grade, ninth or tenth grade. I failed. One time I failed, and they stopped giving me the class. I was like, bro, what the hell? Not that I didn't ask for it. They just didn't give it to me no more. Okay. But anyway, what's going on, folks? How you doing? How you feeling? It's your boy, Ruppleberry. Now, true to what I said yesterday in the live, I have my whiteboard here. I know these words are kind of like fuzzy and you can't read them. I'll read those out loud, but you can see these, hopefully. You can see those. We'll talk about that later. But for right now, what's going on, man? How's your day been? What's today? What's today? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Today is hump day. It is the 11th of February. It's a crazy time. Like it's literally February 11th, 2026. The year just started for real and so much going on, man. The year is crazy right now. Now a lot of people they stall on their lives. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna wait for more people to come into the live. Everybody come into the chat and everybody come on, everybody." You start talking when people get there. But the video they could play it from the top, they can see everything. Like whatever it is, I'm not waiting for 10,000 people to show up. I'm here and there's one person here, so shout out to us. Um it is hump day and there's so much going on in the news, right? Something going on every day. Literally just heard about a shooting, school shooting in Canada. I think that was today or yesterday. I think that was yesterday it happened, but I'm starting to see the news about it today. I can double check on that. That's one thing, right? Um, for some reason, Stefan Diggs has been big in the news lately because of the Super Bowl, but also in the news, they're starting to find cures for cancer all of a sudden. Like, bro, there's so much going on in the world today. And good things are happening, right? Like good things are happening. Cures for cancers of all like they're finding cures for all different sorts of cancers right now. Right now. Like that's great news, but it's being overshadowed by people people talking about how Dochi decided to tell the world now she's homosexual, which is what that is, because that was the word at one point in time. I don't know how YouTube's thing goes, but maybe I'm not allowed to say that word. Maybe that word no longer exists for us. I don't know. But she's decided to tell the world that now she's in love with girls. I don't necessarily care, but that type of news is being pushed more than them finding cures for cancer, right? Not gonna sit here and say I don't give a damn about those files that came out because I do, but we should have already heard news about so and so's getting arrested, so and so's being put behind cuffs and behind bars. We should already be hearing about that stuff, and we're not. Why? Because it's probably not gonna go the way you think it is. It's not. Um, the old saying is give them bread in circuses. All right, just give them food, make them soft, fat, and docile, and give them entertainment. They're not gonna worry about nothing else. Life is already hard, right? Life is already hard. You got something to eat, make you feel good. You got something to watch, something to tune into, which Without a doubt, that's what we have on our phones. 1,000%. You have these four walls, these four walls keep you trapped in at all times, bro. And we all do it. I mean, I fall victim to it. I fall victim to it a lot. And when I catch myself, I used to throw my phone until my screen cracked. I don't throw it anymore, but I put my phone down, put it to the side, something like that. Um, Last thing you want to do is be oblivious to everything. And people be like, ignorance is bliss to a certain extent, but not so much over here, bro. I believe education is key. Um, Coffee, yeah, that is some good stuff I got for $3 at Walmart yesterday. Really good stuff. Um, it was on sale, so I kind of got lucky. Um, but I believe people are going back to a time when the things that were important to you wasn't the same things that's important to everyone else. Meaning when those Jordan Gammas came out, they dropped. The whole world went crazy. Everybody wanted them. They used to be important to some people, but not to everybody. Um, Super Bowl. It's important to a lot of people, but it's not important to everybody. There is a point in time where you really have to check yourself and check what you got going on because things don't always go as expected. They don't. But life will continue to go on. That's one thing that's for sure. Life will continue to go on. And they used to say you can get with it or get left behind. Um, get with the program, you know, down with the program. Or you get left behind, and no one wants that. Nah, I don't think anybody wants that for real. So, for today, right? For today, uh, what I did want to talk about was respect of self, which is where these things came from. Um, Identifying yourself as an individual. Don't really know what that means for everybody and how you, as an individual you start to have your own identity because that's what that is. It's an identity. It's you. Um, some people have that cultivated for them in their house early on. You have strong parents who have sense of self and things like that, and they teach their young kids how to have that same sense of self. Then there are people. Why does my mic constantly get turned down? I don't do this. Then you have some people who, they get it from a school they go to, or a teacher empowers them, or, they go to mosque, they go wherever they go, and they get that sense of self. It's powered by other things, but you have an identity of who you are and what you are. And this is really being brought up mainly because my kid, he had he had some things to say to me yesterday that just made me think um, how we become who we are and how we tune in. Hello, how we make ourselves better one day at a time. Some people do it through going to the gym. You got those big muscly dudes and chicks. They go to the gym. That's how they make themselves better. Some people keep a spotless house. They wake up first thing in the morning. House doesn't even be dirty, but they got to clean up something, and that makes them feel better. there are different levels to what people do to make themselves feel better. And some people go as far as getting substances involved, you know, the liquors and the drugs and the things like that to fight those bad feelings they have because that's an instant make yourself feel better. Or at least you trick your mind into believing that that feels better than the emotional damage, which is wild, which is crazy. Because I've never seen like an animal that got hurt look for alcohol to help them feel better. My man, what's going on? Um, I've never seen that. I've never seen an animal in the wild get hurt and resort to drugs of any sort to help them feel better. People say dogs have emotions, right? Dogs feel. Dogs feel. Cats feel. That's what they say. Those two animals have more feelings than any other animal, apparently. Facts, bro. Shout out to the Russian. Uh, shout out to the Russians, man. All cultures, right? All cultures, all cultures, because that's what makes the world go round is different people. Um, never seen a dog get into a fight with another dog, go home and beg his owner for 2 cups of liquor to help him soothe his pains. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. What I'm saying is, we as humans are the only people that will find all these other things to fill that pain that we feel, whatever it is, whatever caused the pain, we will try to find something to help us feel better. We will. We do. We always do. Um, and I, for one, I used to do it too. Let me be the first to say I used to do that too. Like right now, with everything that's going on in my personal life, it is damn near overwhelming. And what I used to do is I would run to some weed. That was my go to. Something to smoke. That's my go to. Or I would run to some liquor. That's the first thing. Check that out. Get something in my system to make me forget and not feel. Um, my man, what's going on, bro? Everything is good. Um, it would make you forget and not feel. And what I had to do is I had to learn how to stop relying on that. And I had to rely on two things. I had to rely on my faith and myself. See, the biggest backing, my faith is like having a 10-foot bodyguard behind me at all times. I can rely on that. I can fall back on that and I know I'm safe. But to rely on myself, I know some people like, well, he says don't, do not put your trust in man and you are man, so you can't. No, you have to believe that you are worth. You are worth all these things. Your worth is that abundant. And because of that, you believe in yourself. Okay? So this is my boy. Thank you for tuning in, man. So this is the self that I have up here. And animals do seek physical comfort. Um, but they seek it from other animals typically. Like they're hurt, they just want to be near somebody because that's enough. I just want to know that I'm not alone in this hurt. I'm hurting, but I'm not by myself. And when we hurt as human beings, it does make us feel alone. Some people are okay with being alone, but they drown themselves in substances that help that feeling. Um, I really do appreciate all y'all for being at work and tuning into the boy. Like, this is why I call it the lunch break, but I really do appreciate all y'all for tuning in at work, man. That's really a big deal for me. That's kind of dope. Like, I'm not more important than your work. Hell no. But you took time out to check me out, and that's hella dope. So what I have up here are three selves, right? Some people tie in self-respect to self-worth, and they do tie it. But self-love, that's the number one. Self-love is the number one. I don't really have any videos that I want to show today because what I've realized is We can do that, of course, at any given time. But you damn right. Did you know a hug can do that? Did you know that a hug, a simple hug, can release those healing dopamines? I did my research on that when it comes to hugs. I've been told I give the best hugs. Um, I did not like getting hugs as a kid because I wasn't hugged a lot. So hugging wasn't a thing. But then once you get to high school, you know, the girlies, they always want to hug on you and stuff like that. And because I was a big dude, you know, I wrap them up. And they're like, oh my God, you give the best hugs. Like, oh, really? It's a good feeling. It's a mutual exchange of good feelings, right? I guess. Um, but loving yourself is a big part of the deal, man. Like loving yourself is a big part of the deal, and that's why it's up there. Now, you can't see it, it's a little hazy, but it says accepting yourself, accepting who you are as you are, plain and simple. I am not 6'4". I am not freaking chiseled out like Chad Johnson in his prime. Like, that's not me. But I love who I am. I love myself. I love my 5'10" stature. I love uh I not I'm Teddy. I love my 5'10" stature. I love the fact that I have big feet. I got big hands. I love my skin tone. Like there's a lot of things about myself that I love because it makes me who I am. It makes me that individual. Um and when you're struggling with that, when you look in the mirror and you see something you don't like and it's on yourself, well, why don't you like it? Right? That's my question to whoever goes through that. Whoever sees themselves and doesn't immediately love what they see. Why don't you like it? Well, I don't like it because of this or because of that. And did you say that or did you hear that from someone else? Or did you overhear something somewhere telling you that that look isn't acceptable? Like that's the self that I have to go through. Yo, of Mice and Men, you got me. You beat me there. Of Mice and Men was one of my favorite stories as a kid. We read it in class. Of Mice and Men is a must-have book for everybody, every male. Females, of course, yes. But dudes, if you have a son, read Of Mice and Men with him. Yeah, I just got completely sidetracked. I'm sorry. But read Of Mice and Men with your kid. Go over that book. Talk about it because oh my God. Oh my God. Such a good book. All right, what was I saying? Self-love. Love yourself. Point blank period. Love what you are, love who you are, love what you have right now within yourself, right? You might be a little chubby, got some weight on you. Love that. You might not be chubby. You might be super skinny. Hopefully your ribs and your collarbone ain't showing and I can see your rib. Hopefully you are not malnourished and just so happen to be petite. Love that for yourself, man. Because you can change anything you want to about yourself. And that's the great part about it. Now, when I say change, I mean natural changes. If you don't want to be fat, you can work out. If you don't want to be skinny, you can work out. If you don't want your hair to be short, you can grow it. If you don't want your hair to be long, you can cut it. Those are the things. It's when you start doing the male BBLs, right? When you start going in under the knife and you start doing these cosmetic surgeries to yourself, to me, this is just me now, you don't love yourself enough. You don't love yourself enough. Now, some things like the cleft lip that people are born with, by all means, I see how that can be frustrating and you would want to fix that, and you do. Some people might miss a finger and they want that finger. I understand those type of things. But to be perfectly fine and to still feel like something is wrong with you to where you got to go under the knife, there's no self-love there. There's no self-love there. You got to love what you see and who you are. And I mean, if your parents didn't show you that, if your friends don't, reinforce that for you, you never had a girlfriend or a boyfriend to tell you to love yourself for who you are, let me be the first person to tell you, bro. Love yourself in all your funky glory. Love yourself, man. That's where it starts, right? So then we'll move down to self respect. Self respect. And I know you can't see it, but it says honor your values. I couldn't fit everything else, but it says honor your values, honor your own morals, and honor your worth, right? Because self respect and self worth tie in. I don't want this to be a preachy thing. I don't want everybody to feel like they're at a class, but this has been weighing heavy on my mind. And honestly, it's because I am learning how to do this for my son. See, the world taught me. The world taught me. My mom did what she could, and the world taught me everything else. I had to learn everything the hard way. I learned everything the hard way. And so now I want to make that easier. And the first person in mind is my kid, of course. But for anybody who was like me or is like me, who you've gone through life just coasting, just getting by, you're okay with the bare minimum because it's better than nothing. Um, it don't work no more. See, I believe, yeah, yeah. If you don't accept and love yourself, you won't believe or accept it when it comes from anyone else. And that is 1,000% true. Or, or you start to look for that, right? You don't love yourself, but other people might love you, but they love you for the wrong reasons. They love you because you play the dumb part, right? You might play the dummy of the group and they love you for that. You're the comical relief. You're the cute dumb girl. Oh, I don't know how to do anything. Oh, me. They love you for that. And you don't love yourself, so you love the fact that they love you just for that. So now that's the part you play. You got stuck in that loop. You got stuck in that cycle. I've watched that happen to people. They weren't accepted for one thing or another, but then they found people that loved them for something that wasn't good, but it was some sort of love, and they took it. I used to be like that. I'm sure you did too at one point in time. You accepted things that you just know weren't right, but simply because you were getting something versus nothing, you took the something. Um, as I look at myself now, I see I am extremely fuzzy. Damn right. Looking for love in all the wrong places. I think that's a song. I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. Maybe I just made that up. I don't know, but I feel like people have sang about that before. Um, because it's real. And if you don't have that self-respect, first of all, you got to have morals. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Legit, I do not believe people openly speak about morals and values, and not in just traditional values and traditional morals. Tradition is whatever your culture says that tradition should be, right? Whatever culture you're a part of, community you're a part of, they have their own traditions, and you follow that typically. It doesn't have to be, but that's how that goes. but you have to have some type of morals, some type of self-respect, something that makes you feel good as a human being, as a woman, as a man. You should have those things because it gives you a moral compass, right? A little moral compass that we all should have right here where your heart goes. It lets you know when you're leaning too far to one side. And there is too much on either side. You got to have that moral compass. And it comes with self respect. So I think traditions and cultures, let's take that little piece and talk about that. And we'll get back to that. Culture and the community that you grow up in, the community that you are raised in, starts with your mom and your father, and then their parents. That is where you get the bulk of your culture. They place you in a community that they're comfortable with. Could be a religious based community, doesn't have to be. Could be a financially based community. It's a lot of people around here with money. I don't give a damn what they believe in. We all got money. See what I'm saying? So your culture comes from that in the beginning. Whatever culture that they felt was necessary for them, that's where it comes from. Your traditions follow that. It's not always religious based. It's not. What's up, my man? It's not always religious based. But as a child, as a child, we are sponges and we only know what we're taught. Inherently, straight out the womb, we have no fear. We have no concept of fear. Out of the womb, we are fearless, but we learn as we go. So we become afraid of things through teachings or learning on your own. Don't touch that, it's hot. That's somebody telling you. Don't touch that, it's hot. You don't know what hot is. You don't know. But they said don't, and you felt that in your heart. You felt the vibe of don't know. You know what that sounds like. That means don't do it. Whatever it is I'm going to do, don't do it. Or you learned on your own. No one was around. The stove was on, and you saw it was red. Oh, that's bright. That's interesting. You touched it. Now you burned yourself. But now you know that's hot. Or that just don't feel good. Yeah. Not always, though. Not always. Not always. You don't have to. Sometimes you can watch other people do it. That's a real thing too. You watch other people do it and say, "Uh oh, I'm not doing that." That looked like it hurt. That looked like it's not fun. I don't want to do that. Trial by fire. Y'all are hilarious. But yeah, so the culture that you have, and the traditions that you have, hopefully they are rooted in something that gives you self-respect and self-love. See, those, you got to have those. You got to. For yourself, buddy. It's for you and it's for you. It's literally for you. You got to have it. And if you don't have it, feel sorry for you. If you don't have it, people will take advantage of you. And if you don't have it, life can be a little hard. Could be, can be. But you should have it. With everything that we see going on today, everything we hear in the news, everything that happens day to day, I'm just seeing a lot of lacking in that self-love, self-respect, and self-worth category. You know what? I definitely almost drowned. I've drowned, I almost drowned when I was a kid, learned how to swim because of it, but that's what happens. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. You don't want life to have to teach you everything, but life has its own lessons that you have to learn. We can do this all day. I wish I had somebody to talk to me with sense, to talk to me from a place of knowledge, of love, right? I wish I had those in a consistent manner. I won't say I didn't have it, not at all, but in a consistent manner. I wish I had that. Um, having having values, having morals, having honor, right? What happened to honor? Having those things makes you a better person. Back in the day, if a dude heard another dude disrespect the lady, what was that man doing? He was disrespecting her honor. And now, depending on that guy, he might fight on behalf of her honor just because you just disrespected that lady. You disrespected her honor. That's not allowed. We're not going to tolerate that. That was a thing. As a society, that was a thing. What happened? Not you almost drowned with a life jacket, bro. Y'all are hilarious. What happened to that? What happened to that, man? What happened to that? Um, so that's self-respect. That's self-respect. Oh, damn, dude. See, look, and you know what? You know what I'm about to say? What I'm about to say is wild. At least you were on a boat. You were able to be on a boat. That's dope. The situation is tragic, and you could have lost your life. But the silver lining, the little thing to be happy about, you was able to be on a boat. That's cool. In the least bit, that's cool. You learned something that day. You definitely did. You learned something that day. But then we have this right here, self-worth. So recognizing your value. What it says is not from outside influence. You recognize your own value. You feel like you're great. I spent my childhood with random people. Sir, don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud. Don't say that to too many people because that's going to raise questions. What do you mean, random people? You had an eclectic upbringing. A lot of same with me though. I can say that. Same with me. I uh I was introduced to a lot of different things as a kid, which made me who I am today. Um I remember I used to go to church with this white family. I used to go to church with a white family. And I don't know how I don't know how. I do not know how this happened. I just remember I used to go to church with this white family, and this is where I fell in love with pistachio nuts because they would serve pistachio nuts in like a big bowl. Like the way in which they did their stuff was crazy, but they had just giant bowl of pistachio nuts, and I used to tear them up. That was my first. I didn't know what pistachios was until then. Now, I wish I had some right now. Like they just cost so damn much, but yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, man. People should, yeah, same, same. I get, bro, I get you. 100% I get you, bro. But self-worth, self-worth. Let's finish that up. Self-worth. And we can kick it. Yeah, no, I love pistachios, bro. It's the best thing ever. They're healthy, they're good for you, they taste good. Now, because my damn tooth fell out, it's kind of hard to eat certain foods, but self-worth is that thing where you know you have value and not a little bit of value. You know you have great value. And your self worth shouldn't come from outside influences. It shouldn't come from somebody telling you, oh, I did a good job, or you did a good job, or oh, you look pretty today, or anything like that. Pistachio ice cream is the best thing ever. Oh my God. I like pistachio ice cream. Y'all get me so damn distracted. Pistachio ice cream with actual pistachios in it, not just green flavored ice cream. No, I need real pistachios in that thing. Mm, God. Pistachio, mint chocolate chip. Mm. All right. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Damn you. Damn y'all. um, having self worth. Having self worth. You got to have that because it goes right into self respect. If you don't have any self respect, you're not going to have any self worth. It's just how it's going to work. These two things go hand in hand. Self love, you could have self love. You could feel like you have self love that's not real. It's probably inflated. And because it's fake self love, you don't have any self respect. So you let people do whatever they want with you. You let things happen however they may because you don't have any self respect. And the self worth, completely in the trash. Completely in the trash. You can't have one without the other. You can't have one without the other. What is that? That's the Love and Marriage theme song. That's the Love and Marriage theme song. You know what, bro? Me too. I used to feel like that, right? I used to feel like that long time ago. Long time ago. Slowly but surely, I can tell you that I started to realize that my self-worth was reliant upon what I could do for people. So this might be oversharing, but we're all grown here, right? Yes, married with children. Um, I used to look at myself as a playboy. Like my self-worth came from being able to impress a woman, right? I'm so serious right now. My self-worth came from being able to talk to any female, and if I really wanted her, I could get her. That was my self-worth. That's where I used to get my self-worth from. No joke. No joke. So, sexually, right? Because that's usually what happens. If I could fulfill her needs, right? Because I'm trying to be, within these guidelines. If I could do those things for her, I was on top of the world. You couldn't tell me nothing. I'm great. I am great. That's where I used to get my self worth from. Um, until I realized what I was doing. I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting others. I'm creating a vicious cycle that I was a master of and the victim of. I created that cycle for myself and I couldn't get out of it. So when they say chasing women, I wasn't chasing women, but it was if I see something I like, I'm going to get that by any means. But then once you start to learn how to love and you start seeing and changing and you start seeing the value of having a single woman or man, whatever your preference is, single woman in your life, you start to treat things differently. Um, and I 100% started to treat things differently, right? I never wanted to hurt anybody, I just wanted to feel good, and that's how I felt good. So I spent a lot of time cultivating that for myself. And then I realized I just didn't have any self-respect. I didn't have any self-worth in that. And I wasn't loving myself to the fullest. I was letting how other people felt about me dictate those things. So when there were times, there were gaps, right? There's gaps when you don't have women around, when you don't have constant women coming into your life, you start to feel like, oh man, I'm not worth anything. And this is personal. I'm just telling you what was going on with me. So you start to feel like, oh my God, I'm not worth anything, which is BS. It's complete BS. But that was my addiction. Along with weed, that was my addiction. And what I said was, I cannot continue doing this. I want to give love and be loved by one person. I don't want to have five different women be in love with me because they were. They love my dirty draws. But I wasn't giving them the best parts of myself. I wasn't giving them the fullness of who I am in my heart and all that. I wasn't doing that. Because why would I need to do that? I don't need to do that. According to my self-worth, if she loves me, that's good enough for me. If I got a bunch of women that are in love with me, that is great for me. That's how I calculated my self worth. And it's BS. Like, it's BS. So now, where I am in life, once I got my son is 11. So this has been in the works for about 12, 13 years. But once my son came, I was like, all right, bro, I gotta do better. I gotta do better when it comes to that part. Comes to my desire. I gotta do better. And the last female I dated, y'all know, y'all have seen the videos, y'all heard me talk about it. I thought I had everything figured out with that one. But what I didn't see was that that was the payback for everything that I was putting out there. Because as I was madly in love with her, and she loved the way that I loved her. That was it. And if I didn't love her like that, then I didn't get love from her. It's tricky. That's probably a whole nother video we could make. But I didn't have any self love. I just wanted her to love me because I loved her. That was it. I was like, yo, all she got to do is tell me she rocking with me and I'm there for it. And of course, you know, they do it in the beginning. They do all these great things, but it it put me it put me in a mind state that I'm not valuing who I am and what I bring to the table. Not to be big headed, pig headed, or selfish in a bad way, but I am the blessing. See, what I started to look at was any female's life that I became a part of, I was supposed to be a blessing to them. And I wasn't doing that. I was helping them. Don't get me wrong, I'm helping them out, but not in the best ways that I could have been. So because of that, things happen. I hold no grudges, you know, I hold no qualms or anything like that. But God had to show me a lesson. And he did. And I learned. Definitely learned my lesson. And because of that, now I'm very much single by choice, but I see the value that I bring to a woman's life. And that puts me on a spot where it's like, yeah, nah. I'm willing to do, you know, I'm willing to have casual conversation and whatever, but when it comes to being with me, oh, we got to be on the same accord, baby. Two peas in one pod. We got to be on the same accord. Because my self love, my self respect, and my self worth are at an all time high. And they have been for a long time. They have been for a long time. Like they have been. So today's uh today's lunch break was brought to you by self-worth. This is where the editor would put in a big picture of self-worth and me with a smile or something. Never mind the hair and all of that. I'm thinking about reattaching my locks. Y'all have never seen me with locks, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Either that or I'm just gonna let it grow out. Cause to be 37 with a head full of hair, yeah, it's a flex. It's a flex. I know it is. Um, I'm gonna clean all this up, but it's just times have been what they've been, which is not great. Holding grudges? Why would you say that? Holding grudges. Why would you think that I have some issues with holding grudges? One thing I get upset at is I get upset with myself for allowing certain things to have taken place when I should have known better. So the grudge that you may hear, the grudge that you may hear is the grudge that I was holding with myself and not forgiving myself for being dumb as a box of rocks. Um, I am understanding that other people don't think the way I do, so I give them more grace than I give myself. So a lot of the grudges that I do hold are with myself, which is something else that I've been working on for a while now. But I'm understanding of that fact. And when I start kicking myself too much or I'm being too hard on myself, I do have to remind myself the past comes up a bit because if you don't learn from it, it is doomed to repeat itself. Speak of the past or the most recent things in my past because those are the things that have propelled me into what I'm doing right now with you today. I would not have started a YouTube channel if I didn't feel like I lost everything over a year ago. I felt like I lost everything, my job, girl, my son wasn't around. Like I felt like I had zero. And in that moment, spontaneous combustion, and here I am doing YouTube. I speak of the past in order to put those marks in the ground to where I can't go past that, can't go any further past that and be mad about anything, but I have to look at what that situation created for me and the things that I've done since then. So it's a marker in time. It's that little tick on the timeline. This happened, but look at all this stuff that's happened since then. Look at the amount of growth. Look at what you've become or what you've done or who you are because of that instance. It's real. It happened. It happened. But that little thing created all of this. So you got to be thankful for events like that. The kids call it canon events. That's what the kids call it. Kids call it canon events. Um, and it's wild because those type of things literally make me be better. So it's not begrudging, right? It's not, oh my God, these people were so crap. But if you don't have an understanding of why I say the things I say or the way I am or things like that, every time I say something that's probably going to be off the wall to you, if you've hearing it for the first time, you kind of have an understanding of where I'm coming from. Now, granted, it doesn't always work for everybody. And you don't have to tell your whole life story in order to get your point across. But I've been doing this for so long, that's why you know those things. because I make sure I let it be known the reason as to how I got a certain way was because of a certain thing, and it made me do better. Um, could be a little bit over-explanatory. Uh, Is it a word because I made it up? This probably is. But it could be me doing more than I need to. But at the end of the day, I feel like it does help me get my point across. And I don't sound like I'm talking out the side of my neck or I'm just out here regurgitating popular information that's being spewed about because that's what everyone else does. Yeah. Yeah. But I appreciate that though. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh man, it's almost that time, y'all. I actually got to get something to eat today. I had spaghetti last night. That was good, but I made that myself. Um, I do need to do something with this hair. Get cleaned up, you know. I promise you, I get cleaned up. Who I am hates who I've been. Reliant K. I'm gonna pull that up right now. And that right there, my boy Sean, what you just did is the reason why I started doing songs on YouTube. Because songs, to me, they were able to speak for me in a time when I couldn't speak for myself. Or I would listen to music when I didn't have anybody to talk to. But like we said earlier in the chat, sometimes you just want a physical body there to comfort your pain. Not words, not actions, just someone to physically be there. And the song, kind of created that. I'm about to check that out right now. Who hates who I've been? Damn, dude. Fajitas sound good. Was it chicken fajitas? Yo, chicken and shrimp fajitas? Just wait till I get my money back. Wait till I get my money right. Wait till I get this job. Wait till I get some money. We getting chicken and fajitas, and I'm gonna go live when I make the chicken and shrimp fajitas. But I'm finna turn into this song, so y'all don't go nowhere because we just got a song to listen to. Okay, my friend, let go. Oh wait, I gotta put my headphones on, otherwise, bruh, I love fajitas, man. Me and my bestie would go out for fajitas and some tequila. Yeah, yeah. Now I cook in the house, but I think a fajita date is definitely long overdue. Damn right. Let's check this out. Reliant K, who I am hates who I've been. I've never even heard of this band group, so this is definitely first time listens. I'm already liking that though.
I watch the proverbial sunrise coming up over the Pacific, and you might think I'm losing my mind, but I will shy away from the specifics. Cause I don't want you to know where I am, cause then you'll see my heart in the saddest state it's ever been. And this is no place to try and live my life.
What? This got to be early 2000s.
Exactly where I lost it, where I never should have crossed it, where I never should have said that. It's the very moment that I wish that I could take back. I'm sorry for the person I became. I'm sorry that it took so long for me to change. I'm ready to be sure I never become that way again. It's who I am, it's who I've been.
Come on, man. Yeah, hold on. Wait. Sean, thank you. Thank you, bro. Like, who I am hates who I've been. Oh my gosh. All right. 5 second scoop back, and we're gonna ride. Hi, Nicole parents.
Finally begun to create so much pressure that I'd soon blow up. And I heard the reverberating footsteps sinking up to the beating of my heart. And I was positive that unless I got myself together, I would watch me fall apart. And I can't let that happen again. 'Cause then you'll see my heart in the saddest state it's ever been.
Ooh.
This is no place to try and live my life. That's exactly where I lost it. Where I never should have crossed it. Where I never should have said that. It's the very moment that I wish that I could take back. I'm sorry for the person I became.
What happened to good music? What happened to good music? Oh, so she's taking steps back to change things. So she's seeing things and then she's taking a step back in order to change that outcome. Boy, what?
Sorry that it took so long for me to change. I'm ready to be sure I never become that way again. 'Cause who I am hates who I've been. Who I am hates who I've been.
Let's go. Shout out to the butterfly effect. Yo, it does. It does, bro. Listen. Did you see? Okay, first of all, that was amazing. That was amazing. So now, the song that I played this morning, I dropped it for Good Morning Music, guys. It was Nickelback. Nickelback's Saving Me. That was the song I played this morning. This song right here was showing what some people know as the butterfly effect. Those little steps, those little things you do that cause ripples, right? And she saw it happen. She saw the young man get hit by the car. And what she did was she took those steps back. Definitely all American rejects. She took those steps back and all she did was step to the side. That's all she did. She stepped to the side and let it play out. Let it all play out. And it all worked out. We would all do that. If we could all go back, I'm sure we would change one or two things. And this is exactly what I was talking about when you said I talk about my past. That's me trying to take those steps back. Now I know I can't, but I have to be aware of that one thing that happened. That one thing that happened that made me say, "Uh-oh, what the hell? What could I have done to do better?" Yo, that was so good, bro. Yo, Sean, you came through in the clutch with that. That was fire. Cause it ties into everything, bro. I made that Nickelback video hours ago. I made that Nickelback video hours ago. And then we're talking about this, and here you come with that. Bro, listen, don't tell me God ain't real. Don't tell me God is not real, bro. Don't tell me that. I'm not listening to that. Ah, not, I ain't hearing that. Turn it off. I don't want to hear it. Like, man, look here. I'm about to have a way better day now. And it's your fault that I'm going to have a way better day. Blame yourself for me having a way better day in a good way, bro. Blame yourself. Take credit for making someone else's day happy. That's just take a little bit of credit because you did that. You did that, brother. Yeah, I gotta go find something to eat. I'm in my spirit is really good. I'm feeling really good right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And if honestly, bro, if this was something we could do something like this. I know, y'all don't want me to be too bro. You did a great thing. Don't apologize. You did a great thing. Um, I'm trying to find ways to make this channel something positive with everything that there is going on and all these other options that people have to tune into. One thing I've realized is that it's all regurgitated. It's all the same thing. So many, and it's so many of us, but a lot of us are doing the same thing. But who's pushing positivity? If no one else is going to do it, I will. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in for just the hour of positivity. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. And yeah, get back out there. Each and every one of y'all get back out there and start having a